Hello, everyone. I'm Dia Wall in Dallas, and here are your headlines from North Texas. We're hearing from a man in Richardson who was mistakenly kidnapped by bounty hunters. They were trying to capture a capital murder suspect who's still on the run right now. Kevin Reese breaks down how AI led to a case of mistaken identity.
I never imagined that something like this traumatizing will ever happen to me or my family.
Because on June 1st, Hussein al-Sadi was in his garage in Richardson when 3 bounty hunters in tactical gear arrived in a U-Haul truck. Court documents say they threw a flashbang in the garage. Al-Sadi says they were yelling, "Get down on the floor," and had ARs aimed at his face.
And then out of nowhere, a gun just drawn to your head. I don't think anybody could imagine that happening to them.
The problem is the bounty hunters drove away in the U-Haul with the wrong man. They were looking for this Hussein al-Saidi, one letter different and a much different person, a capital murder suspect on the run.
We have to take precautions because we have to make it home to our families as well.
Alan Hinton is one of the bounty hunters, and he's talking to us because they are the ones now charged in Collin County with aggravated kidnapping for detaining the wrong man. He says an AI facial recognition tool had given them a 79% match, but they let him go that same day once Richardson PD and the FBI arrived to run his fingerprints.
The similarities were there to the point where when we showed up on scene, that's what we had to go on.
So we believe this is just a miscarriage of these charges that are against my client. And I'm fighting to make sure that they don't stick, because these criminal cases, these criminal charges are made for criminals, not for hardworking Americans like my client is.
And you callously go out and terrorize this family, it's absolutely unacceptable. There's no defense I was doing my job.
So in addition to the criminal charges, Hussein al-Sadi and his attorney are considering a civil lawsuit of their own.
This could happen to anybody, not just me. I mean, how they did it was totally crazy.
Meanwhile, the actual murder suspect is believed to have escaped the U.S. back to Iraq. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
We just wrapped up the first weekend of high school football across North Texas, but the Lancaster Tigers started the season honoring their teammate. Preston Malone died last week after suffering a medical emergency at practice. Our Adriana D'Alba spoke with his family as the community all came out to honor him.
We extend our deepest condolences to the family of Preston Malone III.
Huddled together on this field.
He never complained.
The one place a young football player always gave everything.
If I can have a heart like Preston, I would be a better man.
Lancaster's number 57, Preston Malone III, was the type of player who left it all out there. His family says he lived the same way off the field.
We didn't lose him.
A grandpa remembers his first grandchild.
He will always be here in my heart.
A grandmother holds close their final conversation.
I am so thankful that the Lord allowed me to talk with my grandson before he left this world.
Last week, the 15-year-old sophomore at Lancaster Early College High School suffered a heat-related emergency during an indoor football practice.
I remember him telling the coach that he's sorry that he didn't finish the drill.
He was taken to the hospital.
All I could do was just pray.
And days later, died through their loss.
We didn't get a chance to see him graduate, but he graduated from the world.
His family finds peace through each other and their faith.
We can always question how much more could have been done, what could have been done, who didn't do something, but you know, it is what it is.
And his dad holds on to what Preston left behind.
Sad that you're not here no more, and this is our new reality, but you left a lot of good memories, so we can't be mad at that.
As tears fell,
Forever Preston.
balloons rose, filling the sky with Preston's favorite color. But one balloon, the one with his number, 57, lingered.
We're all gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him real deeply.
As if to say, just like Preston, he wasn't ready to leave this field quite yet. In Lancaster, I'm Adriana D'Alba.
Now to some new developments in Johnson County, where the sheriff is accused of sexually harassing employees and abusing his power. Now one of Sheriff Adam King's closest friends is taking him to court, saying he had to put justice above loyalty. Scoop Jefferson has reaction from both sides.
When longtime Johnson County Attorney Christopher Cook heard the allegations against the sheriff,
you have to put friendship aside and do the right thing.
It meant taking on a case against a friend.
I was personally shocked to hear of the allegations. He's been a prominent figure in the county for a long time.
The allegations: Sheriff Adam King accused of abusing his office and sexually harassing employees. He strongly denies it. In this court document, a female sheriff's office employee says he made comments to female subordinates about their physical appearance, weight, clothes, and makeup.
Nobody's above the law.
Johnson County Judge Christopher Bedeker confirmed the sexual harassment investigation started back in June. Then more charges.
The additional charges for retaliation have to do with actions that were taken during the investigation.
Sheriff King is also accused of threatening Chief Deputy James Salter. Attorney Cook argues that after the sheriff learned Salter cooperated in the Texas Rangers investigation, a sudden suspension.
Prior to this suspension, he was the number 2 man at the sheriff's office.
WFAA also contacted King's attorney, Bill Mason, who shared this statement saying, in part, that Sheriff King would not and did not do anything wrong, inappropriate, or illegal. Sheriff King is a fine man and a great sheriff. He anxiously awaits the trial when the true story will be told.
It's emotional for all involved because my client was friends with the sheriff.
A friendship that will now end up in court over strong allegations against a Texas sheriff in Johnson County. I'm Scoop Jefferson.
Finally, an important warning for a man who says someone took his money at an ATM and what's called a cash trapping scheme. And after speaking with police, Richard Solomon discovered he's not alone.
It's one of the quickest transactions you can make.
I was just looking to go take some money out of the ATM.
But now, it could be one of the most costly.
And it just really made me mad. I got stolen from.
A new scam has crept its way into Plano, and it hit Jonathan Hogue on July 20th.
Just an example of somebody out there not caring about other people.
It's called cash trapping. Police say it happened twice at the Bank of America on Preston Road. So Plano police say the suspect would place a metal device right where the cash normally comes out. You'd hear it pending, but you'd never actually see the money come.
One of the transactions was less than 200 and the other one was several hundred.
Jerry Minton with Plano PD says Ayut Ariel Iova is the culprit behind it all. These are pictures from banks in Plano, Louisville, and even another country.
He had multiple warrants out of Canada, I think a total of 56.
He says Iova is a Romanian national with previous law enforcement contacts. Minton says he was arrested earlier this month in Houston and faces several charges.
He was waiting for the victims to leave, and then he would come in behind them and take the device off, remove the cash, and either put the device back on or walk off.
Police say they only have 2 reports so far, but wouldn't be surprised if there are more victims.
It just really makes me upset that there's people out there who do this kind of thing.
Hogue, along with police, urge you to speak up if this costly theft happened to you.
I don't want what happened to me or anybody else happen to anybody else.
In Plano, I'm Richard Solomon.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.